setting the scene. It's me with a blank canvas and the karate class downstairs. I think I'll start with yellow, ochre, French ultramarine, cobalt, and deep blue. But not you, transparent maroon. I hate you. Some oil paint clings to the brush. This brush, I think, is made of hog hair. I don't think art has gone vegan yet. Well, I haven't. Maybe I should be synthetic. I really can't think today. It's worse when I look up from my canvas to my studio, the piles of stuff I've accumulated. A lot of stillness reminding me it's, well, still, and I'm still here. I imagine the objects complaining, "Will you move me? Did you really want to bring me here? I don't think you even like me anymore." I'm unmoved. Some of it I can't even remember bringing back. Magpie that I am. A wooden frame, a piece of board, some discarded offcuts of wood, a black and white picture of a woman, a box of bathroom tiles, and a promotional calendar for wigs. These more recent finds surf the waves of debris. Note to self, clear out studio. I paint, oil on canvas mostly. I sell my work through a gallery on Bond Street in London, another in Copenhagen. I've featured in exhibitions, art fairs, even had a few solo shows. I hate to gloat, but sometimes you have to. And to be prosaic, I think my peak was around 2002. I sold a large abstract painting to a former ad executive with a penchant for publicly strangling his girlfriend. It ended up in a temporary gallery space on the Thames, in the former headquarters of the GLC, a den of equality or iniquity, depending on your political hue. I've not sold another painting to him. The boom is long gone. Since 2008, I've been washed up, but much further up the beach than most. You're probably still treading water, if you're even struggling at all. The best thing about being an abstract painter is that you can be oblique about everything, deflect direct questions with mentions of tone, feeling, and the notion that paint has its own language. My real language was drink. Drink and drink more. Get hammered, paint, make it better with a hangover. Sometimes the first few hours of a hangover are perfect. Still drunk, but hovering in that sweet delirium. Then crash back to the pub and start again. Now I'm sober. 10 years. It helps with the biography. Drunken genius turned sensitive, recovering alcoholic. The old abstract paintings still sell. I'm not sure I feel it anymore, but the brochures do for sure. Another purple patch seems unlikely. Well, maybe when I'm much older, when my brushes and my fingers look the same. Weathered, waxy. I dreamt once that my fingers grew bristles at the tips. I felt the dryness of them, flicking against my palette. I tried to load paint onto them, but they stayed dry, brushing only air. 20 minutes until the appointment. A video call. I won't name the platform. It's not what everyone else uses. It's for artists, don't you know? God forbid I should be slumming it with the likes of you. Where would I be? Back on the drink, no doubt, screaming at you. Some cruel twist of fake news has brought him back. Alan McCarthy, in my studio, well, virtually. The details are too dull to explain, but I will. He's friendly with my mum now, through some cat charity. And since I'm famous-ish, she offered a portrait sitting with me to raise money for lonely cats. Alan bid and won, all for a good cause. I remember Alan McCarthy, or McCarthyism as we called him. He was our head of year at art school. He had a knack for rooting out anything remotely good and dismissing it. his sneery, sherry-laced breath berating our infant works. We never understood why he was so awful until a few students got invited to his studio. Then we saw the full horror. 10 years of painting elephants. Badly, but with conviction. Like those elephants, he was endangered, artistically dying. He spoke of duty to his art. Duty is always linked to death when you're that deluded. Thing is, I thought he was dead. When I picture him now, his flaky skin and rotten mouth, I can only see him as painterly, a victim of some ghastly assault with a brush. Someone had smudged him here and there, added more red to the nose, his skin a shimmering blur of creams and reds, lips stained with cheap wine. I shouldn't complain. At least he's not physically here, sniffing around my things. He has a running soundtrack, clicks, coughs, sighs, braying. Why am I so intolerant? He's actually quite nice now. A sweet old man. I'm clearly as hateful now as he was then. How did this happen? My duty to myself and my brush. During the last sitting, I just painted twat on the canvas. I feel intermittently bad about this. While he rabbited on, I did nothing. He emailed over a photo weeks ago, and I've painted absolutely nothing. I stand behind the canvas, make the motions, swish, swoosh, pretend to paint while he talks. Not one drop of paint has touched the canvas. Not one brush stroke resembles his face. My mental block should worry me, but I don't give a shit. Maybe if he were in the room, I'd behave. Maybe if he were painting me instead, see how he'd get on. Instead, I let my hair down, act up a bit, because why not? He's early, in a silk dressing gown, holding a stuffed cat.